Today, we're discussing the insane world of incels. Most of you probably already know what incels are, but they are basically men who are involuntarily celibate, aka not having, and believe that it is a woman's fault and just generally hate women for all kinds of other reasons. And I have found the place that it all converge to, the forum, the incel nation. We're gonna start out with quite a long one here. You're in for a ride, so strap in and let's go. Starting off strong here with the title of I hate alt scene femcel slash emo dumb hell on earth. These fuckers are the most high value and they act so differently only for the purpose of making guys thirst after them and reserve themselves a spot for the biggest Aryan giga chad on earth. This happened to me in high school. My ex middle school crush, who was a fucking scene goth emo whatever bitch and acted like a attention-starved god, didn't even listen to me when I tried to talk to her, and only could talk about how she was depressed and herself, this fucking demon. I'm an attention seeker because I saw it all. These are the biggest. They go around with a lot of other guys, and I always saw her getting attention of man after man after man until she found this giga chad, quirky Greek Aryan hyper NT artist who mocked me in every single aspect, and she settled with him. He mocked me so much I wanted to rip out his face and plaster it on mine, but this I had to pretend to be nice to him because it could be worse if I didn't. Anyways, this mother still gave me disgusted looks, just like the time she saw me on the bus and immediately got away from me. She acted as if I was a monster. I stalked her Twitter page for a while, and she's the prime archetype of the alt-core girls who post about games and anime and act like they're the hottest shit and have a lot of followers. God, she was an extreme leftist too. I fucking hate her so much. She didn't even give her excuse at the time was that she was aromantic. And she told me she never even saw me as a friend, too, which broke me in pieces. You're Chad romantic. That's a new one. And she IQ mocked me, too, to make it worse. She IQ mocked me in all classes, especially math. She was always the best at math classes and probably had a 130 plus IQ. And she apparently had ADHD, just like me. So we did exams in the same sped room. I hate this cursed earth. Everything. Valentine's Day. Ooh. White giga chads. The CIA, the FBI. I could have threatened to myself just like I did with the one-itis. I don't even know what that is. I got right after to get rid of her haunting my mind, but I doubt she would have even given. She was the most cold and threatening void of my age I've ever seen in my entire life. Her whole existence screams to me, you're worthless. These girls are the bane of Incellandia. They are the nemesis of happiness and joy. This is just absolutely crazy to me. It doesn't even seem like he knew this girl or maybe didn't even interact with her at all, and he's just blaming her for all of his problems. This guy was probably just a creep to her, which is why she said she never saw him as a friend, because he probably genuinely wasn't a friend and only saw her as a sex object. And then he goes on to stalk her Twitter page. Yeah, that's a lot of red flags there. I'd be creeped out by him too. This next one is also quite intense, but let's just get right into it. I will also have to censor his profile picture because it's graphic. This one is titled, Women Need to be Stoned, immediately after reading this post. He said, average female struggles, about a post that presumably a woman made on what looks to be Reddit. Her post is titled, Girlies, I am unwell. And then she goes on to say, Girlies, please talk me off the edge with your own experiences of awkwardness, LMAO. Had ridiculously amazing sex with a fling last week. While it was insane and delicious and long, I keep replaying the mortifying moments, like how he must have torn me from his size. Please note I've had 2 babies vaginally with no drugs. That's how large. Because there was blood all over the white sheets. And how I queefed during our long 1+ hour session. We both deaf heard it, and he looked at me and I giggled and just kept going, haha, like WTF. Finally, he finished in me and now I have a yeast infection. We've communicated since and everything is fine, even joked about the blood after, but man, this is so weird, ha ha ha. Now, there's nothing wrong with that experience, but I have a feeling that this wasn't a real experience and this might be an incel-made post, just trying to farm rage bait and stuff like that. And this guy responded to that by saying, what a complete joke. Women like this should be stoned and executed, TBH, and their rights stripped away. Seriously, why are we giving rights to creatures like this? All havers deserve to suffer and die from STD infections. It's almost divine punishment for how they act. All they do is engage in the hedonistic pursuit of carnal pleasures while we rot. It's a spit in the face to us incels. And then angry Pepe face. Breaking news. Woman has sex and man feels personally victimized by it. I wonder how he feels about the man in the situation who had sex with the woman. Is there something also wrong with him? Or would it be okay if this guy was the man having sex with the woman? Like, the man doesn't get punished at all for having sex, only the woman? We have a Nazi in this next one. Fun. Title: We should be able to buy women online. The price should be set by quantity existing. Estimated number of women by major ethnic racial groups 2025. 1. South Asian women, Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, etc. 900 to 950 million. And then he goes on to list 7 more ethnicities and numbers. We also should be able to capturing them as well. If you do that, the government price should be like a third to be paid in installments or tax. Women need to be treated like animals. That is the final solution. We live in a world right after things are settled. Heil Hitler. Over. We have a Hitler worshiper here who thinks that women should be able to be captured, kidnapped, and owned. Point blank period. That's it. That's all he says, is that they should be owned. Women should be owned. That should be a thing that should exist. This next one is horrible. I mean, all of them have been horrible, but this one's really just like scary. The title is Almost Lost Control Today. Wanted to my coworker today so bad. He goes on to say, my coworker is wearing yoga pants today, as the weather is getting warmer, so the foids in the office are wearing thinner and thinner clothes. And of course, after a team meeting, I got caught walking behind her. Was such torture having to watch her fat swing side to side as she walked in front of me only a few feet away. I wanted to just run off and tackle her, and grab her and rip off her tights and shove my thumb in her asshole while I f***ed her. I bet her sloppy wet would have loved being. God damn it, why can't I get to put my in a vagina? I'm going insane out here and my self-control is running thin. This one's so scary to me because it's so real. This was a real life situation that he was in, and he said himself his self-control is running thin. This guy could easily someone, like assault them, and it's just scary to think about. Some of these are really funny just because of how ridiculous they are, like how victimized these men feel, but ones like this one are just really scary and sad when you think about it. Like it's just the male mindset that they have, and women will pay the price for it. This next one's title is aren't a organ. Have you ever noticed Foids talking about this before? Like it's some kind of profound statement and men are strange for being sexually attracted to. My question is, why are Foids so attracted to height if larger/longer spine and legs aren't inherently sex related? I remember talking about the shirtless protest from Foids in my state a few years ago. My aunt was completely on board and said it's not really seen as odd in EU nations for women to walk around topless. My mother, though, said those women are completely delusional and looking to get ripped. Boobs are not inherently sexual organs. Their literal purpose is to feed a baby, but it's not strange for you to be attracted to them. People are attracted to balloons. They can be attracted to anything. Height is not a sex trait. What is wrong with you? This one is very short and direct. I am entitled to women's body. I'm entitled to and tired of pretending I'm not. At least he's honest. Well, that's about as much fuckery as I can handle for today, so that's it for this video. This is all very scary and sad. Some of it is funny, like I said. It can be pretty entertaining, but be careful out there, ladies, and really anyone that can be victimized by men, which is pretty much every group. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.